everybody. Welcome to Radio Labyrinth. This is season 7, episode 45. And it is just myself, Jeff Lebaugh, Dustin Lawler, and we are missing one person. That would be Stephanie Swain, who is in the D. She's knee deep in the D. So it's an average week for her.
Getting the D.
She's getting the D and D. She is in Detroit, eating some of those delicious Detroit cookies, Detroit Cookie Company. I wonder if she's doing that. She's been staying in touch with us, and it looks like she's having a good time. So get home safely, and we'll talk to you next week, Steph. All right, that's the show. No, got to thank our guest. We hadn't done one in a long time, but we had a Radio Labyrinth Presents interviews with Maka Pahatu. We spoke to him, I guess, last August. We spoke to him, 2021, talking about Wellington Paranormal seasons 3 and 4 being on CW and also HBO Max. And we didn't get a retweet or a like or anything from anybody. And I'm bummed out about that. I think my social media reach only affects people when I talk about things that I don't really want to talk about on social media. And
maybe they don't care now that season 1 and 2 were a big hit for the CW, and they still stopped making new episodes of the show after episode 4 or after season 4.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they don't give a shit anymore.
Well, season 4 has also been done over there for a few months, right?
Yeah, because New Zealand is 2 years ahead of us.
Yeah, he said they were actually done shooting before it even ever started airing over here.
Oh, that's right. Well, listen, if you didn't have a chance to catch it, check it out, because he's a cool guy. He was a lot of fun to speak to. Last time, he was a lot of fun to speak to this time, and we appreciate him taking time to do it for us. So go like it, click like, and if you're not a subscriber, subscribe, and all that jazz. Let's see, what other plugs do I have? Oh, hey, you want more of me? Who doesn't? Most people. You can catch the Popcast, which is my weekly radio show on WSB Radio. You can listen to it in Atlanta on 7:50 a.m. or 95.5 FM. You can also listen to it anywhere on the WSB Radio app, and or catch it as a podcast the following Monday. I had some fun guests this week that I want to promote. Former Impact Wrestling champion Moose, who is a cool dude. I never met him before, and a big dude, and also current the Knockout, and that's what they call the female wrestlers, the Knockouts. Jordan Grace, she is the champ, and she's got muscles. I mean, she kicked my ass. Yeah, most women can, but she could especially. But I had a good talk about them. They are going to be doing a live show at Center Stage Impact Wrestling on July 1st and 2nd, which is a Friday and Saturday next weekend. So if you're into such things, tickets are available, or you can watch it on television, which is pretty cool. But I haven't really been into wrestling for a long time, but there's 2 main leagues outside of WWE, and I think I'm going to start checking them out. I've watched AEW a couple times.
Yeah, I like AEW. I like Danhausen.
It's pretty much taken over as the big TV wrestling right now, or at least the popular one, it seems to be.
Yeah, and Impact used to be TNA, which was started by Jeff Jarrett, but now they're centered in Toronto. But yeah, AEW is good to watch. I went to that right before the pandemic started in 2020 with my brother, and so that's where that's where we met Dave Wills, the Steel Reel to Me Damn It guy. But other than that, what else is going on? Jeff and I were going to go see 10,000 Maniacs with my chiropractor, Dr. Joe Esposito, who is also a guest on WSB and has his own show on WSB. But something's come up. I guess one of the band members is sick.
Yeah, I don't know what. They just posted a message that they have to cancel their tour for the foreseeable future. So I don't know if that's going to affect all the way at the end of next month, but sounds like it.
Yeah, it's too bad. I wonder who's ill.
Yeah, I don't know. They're all getting up there, except for the new guy.
Yeah, what new guy?
The new guitar player. Yeah.
Well, listen, I hope everything works out for them, and I hope we can see them again. But even more so, I hope that we can see them.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll reschedule for later on when they, when things get better, if they do end up canceling.
This week marks, and I just discovered this today because I completely forgot about it. 50 years since Hurricane Agnes tore through the United States on the East Coast and flooded where Jeff and I grew up. It literally flooded the whole town. Every town around us was flooded. We were 2 years old. Jeff, you were 2, right? Yes, almost. You would have been 3 that fall. You don't have any memories of it, do you? The flood.
It was in the summer, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was 50 years ago today.
Oh yeah, no, we weren't home. We were in Nebraska, I think.
Oh, you got out of Dodge, huh?
I don't know if that would be better or worse. Seems like you'd come home to it. That would be even worse.
Yeah.
Did you parent you in 1972? You guys would have lived up near the university, so you're far enough up the hill where you didn't get flooded. Probably.
We lived in the house that Dr. CS's office was in.
He was a dentist, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Boy, if you had been down on East Main Street, you would have definitely. Or what was it? Did you live on East Main?
Yeah, after 72.
Yeah, but you would have been flooded had you lived there then.
Yeah, probably.
Our little town of Mansfield, Pennsylvania, was flooded. In the 2 biggest towns near us are Corning, New York, and Elmira, New York. Both of those got destroyed as well, and Nixon had to declare everything an emergency. And wow, 50 years, that went by fast.
I remember the Army Corps of Engineers came in after that, though, and they built all that, the dike and all that.
Yeah, they built that big Rosie O'Donnell along the river.
No, you know what I mean.
I do. All through 3rd grade, I sat in Mrs. Nesbitt's class. That was my 3rd grade teacher, looking out the window, watching the caterpillars, those big things go by, because they built this huge dike by the river and put all these big stones on it. And it was a huge, long Army Corps of Engineer construction project that kept us from ever being flooded ever again, at least major league from the Tioga River. So anyway, if you have any memories of Hurricane Agnes, please share them with us on our Facebook. Still alive. Jeff, I'm sure, is pissed off today. The decrepit old fart in the White House let somebody talk him into banning Juul, let his FDA ban Juul. So now I guess you're going to have to go back to smoking cigarettes.
Nope.
Nope, you're going to quit?
Nope.
You're going to bite the bullet? What are you going to do instead?
About 10 Juul.
Where there's an eBay, there's a way.
You can't sell them on eBay. Where did you get those? Did you buy them on eBay?
No, I bought them at the store before they yanked them.
So you bought the units? How many units did you buy?
10.
About 10 Juul units. You don't need the units, you need the things, right?
No, I mean, I fill my own.
Oh, that's pretty smart. That's pretty smart. So why do you need 10 of the wands then?
Because they die eventually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they wear out.
What are people going to do who have completely given up smoking cigarettes?
They're going to go back to smoking cigarettes.
Well, that or they'll move over to, like, I use Enjoy, and they're not being affected because they comply with the marketing.
And Views is still out there too, but
yeah.
Those aren't as satisfying to me. And
great day for them, though. I mean, all these other companies are just like shitting their pants because they're just like, our biggest competitor just got pulled.
So Grandpa shits his pants. What is the reason that the administration banned them?
It has nothing to do with Biden. It's the FDA.
Yeah,
and they were.
You remember Trump tried to do it, and everybody got pissed at him, and he backed off.
Trump tried to do it, and the FDA is just now getting around to it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I still like calling them Grandpa shit your pants.
They it's basically that their marketing materials didn't show all the warnings that they set forth in the guidelines for these companies to do, and they made their packaging too sleek to tuck all the stuff off of it. So
because they're the most popular one.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck them.
And because tobacco companies owe all that money to states, right?
Marlboro owns Juul, so it's like, why would they fuck them?
Well, see, I was angry. The reason I'm angry at the administration about all this is because before this all came through, they specifically kept the IQOS out of the market. And IQOS was the first replacement system that I ever used that I enjoyed. And I had it for about a year. And they're like, well, of course, she never commented on it. Probably didn't even know what they are. But Those things were banned, and you can buy them anywhere else on earth. And that has to do, again, with cigarette companies having control over the FDA and the Federal Trade Commission. So that is influence from the tobacco companies. So fuck you, big tobacco bastards. But I don't think it's fair. I just don't. Who cares? Kids aren't. But you can get weed in how many states now?
They're not banning the disposables, which is what everybody moved to after the Juul. So who cares?
Yeah. Why aren't they doing that? I don't understand.
All the kids are doing the disposables now because you just use them and throw them away. You don't have to worry about getting caught with them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, that and a lot of kids. I mean, it's going out of fashion again. You know, I mean, they're just as much. You know, a lot of kids, at least looking at my kids and the ones they know, vaping is looked at almost like smoking was looked at 10 years ago.
Really? So what are they doing now? Smoking?
Neither one.
Chewing is back. Snuff.
I mean, they're the viceless generation, which is weird. You know, they don't have smoking. They don't like drinking. They're like straight edge, but not straight edge for a purpose. Straight edge because
that's what Dustin's kids told them anyway.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Dad, we don't do any of that stuff.
Hand me that.
It's not cool.
I don't have 7 hustlers under my mattress.
No, maybe weed, but every generation. But as far as it's out of fashion, out of fad to smoke or to vape or to do anything to harm your body. It's weird. It's all like all that shit they pounded in our heads finally landed with a generation, behind us.
Well, yeah, they also don't have $12 to go buy a pack either.
Very true. They priced them out of it. Well, none of them want to have jobs either, so it doesn't really matter. They don't have any money to buy anything.
And they don't leave them at the end of the. Hang on, they don't leave them at the end, in front of the aisle at the grocery store. So you could shoplift them. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Be healthy, live forever, get COVID.
Yeah. Well, I thought of a great idea today. I said, you take the Juul, you allow them to keep marketing it, but you put the vaccine in it. See?
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. You're inhaling the vaccine. So anyway, R.I.P. to Juul. Biden thought he banned the singer.
Go back to Alaska, you bitch.
Get those teeth fixed. Come on, man.
But what are you watching?
Watching here.
What are you watching?
Okay, so what are we watching?
What are we watching?
What are you watching?
How was the Obi-Wan finale?
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh,
pointless.
What do you mean pointless?
The whole show is pointless. Didn't tell any.
It wasn't meant to be, I thought. I mean, I was assuming it was just a peek into what you assumed happened in the first place. I mean, it has to happen. They're stuck. Their hands are tied with what happens in the future. So
it's the only good thing to come out of the prequel trilogy, I'd say. But other than that,
do you think they should have just made Obi-Wan, not made the prequels, and then that probably would have been better.
I don't know. I kind of liked some parts of the prequels, not all of them. I'm not one of those revisionists who goes back and goes, well, they were okay. They really weren't that good. And the fault of them lies on showing too much of the kid in the first one, too much politics. You never believe that Obi-Wan and Anakin are friends because they don't show you any. You have to go read the books or watch the cartoons. You don't get that from the film. But yeah, I decided to stop hate watching things that I don't want to watch. Like I haven't watched Ms. Marvel yet.
I've watched it because Steph said it was good, but I'm not into it.
No.
Yeah,
that's too bad. But they're not everything is going to appeal to us. I go through these like waves, these ups and downs. I'll watch the takedown videos, and then it starts dawning on me that this is just free marketing for the shows. And even though you're not watching the show, you're watching a takedown video, you're giving them free advertising, and you're listening to some other dude who hates everything, but yet behind him on the wall, he's got 8,000 toys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just a waste of time to watch hate. If you don't want to watch them, and I have to learn this because I'm guilty of it. Cranky. But just don't watch it, I guess. Watch things that I like The Old Man, which is blown me away. I've only seen the first 2. I guess that's all that's out right now.
The third one airs tonight.
Yeah, that show is so good. I had no idea what it was going to be about either.
Yeah, I called it Johnny Walker Wick.
Johnny Walker Wick. Yeah, that's a good. That's pretty good. It's also reminiscent of Nobody, right?
Yeah, very.
Yeah.
Bob Odenkirk.
Bob Odenkirk, who, by the way, thanks for the reminder, was very good on Fly on the Wall, the Saturday Night Live podcast with Dana Carvey and David Spade. It really gave me that vibe, but it's so good. I'm trying like hell to be able to do a Jeff Bridges impersonation, but get your cheeks up and teeth are always out, and I'm just gonna cook dinner, and they're good dogs. It's not easy to do.
No,
it was a little like Night Sky too. I finished watching that with the flashbacks and stuff to when they were young.
Oh God, who's the guy doing John Lithgow? He nails it.
Yeah, I know, but it's awesome the way they have the younger versions of them.
Yeah,
the old man.
Yeah, the guy that did Bridges was okay, but he didn't have his voice down at all. Just a little bit of mannerism, but not much. Like his pauses were there, but none of the voice. Yeah,
that's actor Bill Heck. That's his name. And I got to try to find the guy that's doing the young John Lithgow. And of course, it's not listed in the freaking. Oh yeah, no, it's not. Why? God dang it. Aaliyah Shawkat is good. Is that how you say her name?
Maybe.
I look at Jeff Bridges now as an old man, and he looks like my dad.
Yeah, he does look like your dad.
With the forehead and the cheeks.
And the beard.
Yeah, definitely.
I've thought that for the last couple of years, seeing pictures of your dad. I was like, man, he looks like Jeff Bridges. Like a thinner Jeff Bridges. Yeah.
Yeah, he looks like him a lot. I wish I could find the damn cast. I wish they would have it up there. Like, they have the young terrorist guy. Well, they have him listed. Why didn't I do prep? That's another thing I could. Yes.
The old man's real good, though. You should watch it if you're not.
The dogs are awesome.
Oh yeah, those dogs are the best.
Yeah, I got a couple of customers. One in particular in Loganville that has a pair of dogs. They're mastiffs, but they're trained to do exactly what those do, like hold you down by your neck while one goes and gets the owner and comes back. If you're ever caught on their property, they won't attack you and hurt you. They'll pin you to the ground and put their mouth over your throat and hold you there. One of them will, and the other one will go get someone and bring them back.
Not cool. I don't want to be around them.
No.
I'm just trying to mow your lawn, dude.
I'm spraying your bushes, man. Dogs on my throat.
Oh, we finally started watching Hacks, and I don't recall, was W. Earl Brown in it last season?
No,
I liked him. I liked seeing him in it. I thought he was good.
Yeah, he pops up a couple times in the second season.
And he got to wear just a suit, like a nice suit, not have to wear crap all over his face.
No latex masks, no cowboy outfits. Just W. Earl Brown. He didn't have to pretend to be Meatloaf or anything like that.
And he gets to be the dad of that secretary.
She's funny.
Yeah, she's hilarious.
Hotter than Georgia asphalt.
Careful. It's hotter than a Fox News weather skate.
Hotter than hell out here.
She's so hot.
Hot.
Whoa.
Well, this week also marks the summer solstice, meaning it's summer. It's been feeling like summer here for a couple of weeks. It's hot as shit. So we thought we'd talk this week about hot movies, hot as hell, movies set in extreme heat. A couple of articles we found, and we have a couple that we want to talk about. Hot as hell, movies set in extreme heat from movieweb.com. I'm only going to bring up ones that I know and have seen. So if you've seen the ones that I haven't seen, then I'm not going to talk about it. Sorry. But on their list, number 8 is The Beach.
The Beach. Oh, yeah. That movie. Yeah, I mean, it was set on a beach. I mean, it was enough to, grow weed.
Yes. Well, shirtless Leonardo DiCaprio, a young man, in a mystical Thai island, and directed by Danny Boyle, who is doing the Sex Pistols show. But yeah, it was okay. I think I saw it once. Wet Hot American Summer, which is hilarious. One of the funniest movies. Didn't that really launch the careers of a bunch of people?
I think about half of them had already had careers by the time it came out. Really, I mean, it was Not the Upright Citizens Brigade. It was
the state.
The state. Yeah, that was the troop that that did it. And their show had already been off the air for a few years. I think this was kind of their comeback was to make this movie, kind of like Broken Lizard does, and some of those like Super Troopers. They were trying to break into that, and they did. I mean, I think they made 3 of them.
Yeah. Coming in at number 6 on this list, you have The Impossible, which is a very challenging movie to watch. It was so scary. Just like you're at a resort. It's Naomi Watts and Obi-Wan Kenobi, and they have their kids, and they're in Thailand, and there's an earthquake and a tsunami. You remember that film? Did you guys see that?
That was horrible. Yeah,
I never saw it.
That was freaky.
Yeah, it was very, very upsetting. But yeah, it was hot. And then you have water on top of that. Jaws. I don't know why that's hot. I guess because it takes place in the summer.
4th of July. Yeah.
4th of July. Yeah.
4th of July around Nantucket or wherever. Amity Island.
Amity was the name of it. News of the World, a film I've never seen.
You should see it. It's very good.
Yeah. Civil War veteran returning. Lost girl to her home. Gone to the Wind. Okay, now that is definitely a movie that's hot because there's a lot of fires, there's war, but everybody's outside and sweating.
Yeah, if it's anything like, if it was anything then like it is here now, God help them.
They didn't have air conditioning back then.
Yeah,
no, they wore wool. Everything was made out of wool. They did have people though that they didn't have to pay. They would stand there and fan them.
That's true. Yeah. And you had the ice cart that would come around. You'd chip your hunk off. And
where did they get the ice?
I never understood. And that was one thing I never understood when they had these ice carts that would go around. Where the hell did they just bring an iceberg in from somewhere? I don't know what.
I don't know. That would be challenging to drag an iceberg all the way from wherever to Georgia.
I think they figured out how to make ice, didn't they?
I don't know.
In that movie Mosquito Coast, didn't Harrison Ford figure out how to make ice?
Dune, obviously, that's a hot film because it takes place on a desert planet.
Yeah, so you drink your own sweat.
Yes. So that's kind of the idea of what we were talking about. But we came up with a few that are in our wheelhouse and why they're hot movies. Dirty Dancing, 1987. It's a camp setting during a hot Catskills summer. There's no air conditioning. Everybody's sweating and dancing and sweating some more. Women are banging the help and getting abortions. And so I gave it a sweat factor of 7 out of 10.
Yeah, it was real nice, and I mean that was part of the appeal to that movie. Unlike some of the others, they kind of used the sweat for emphasis.
Yes, sweat was a character. You could see the sweat dripping down Patrick Swayze's face or Jennifer Grey's chest. Back when Jennifer Grey looked like Jennifer Grey. She doesn't look like Jennifer Grey anymore. Castaway, which came out in 2000. 2/3 of the film features Tom Hanks walking around an island, making friends with soccer balls, practicing self-dentistry, and sweating a lot because it's hot on that island, wherever that island was. And I give it a sweat factor of 6 out of 10. But, that's just me.
That sounds about right.
Star Wars: A New Hope, 1977. In spite of an opening near then on a desert planet with 2 suns, nobody sweats. So I'm going to give it a low sweat factor. It must be the low humidity. The droids, however, sweat and need to take baths in oil because they're sweating so much. Remember, C-3PO, I need a bath.
Well, there has to be some humidity because that's what they're farming. They're moisture farmers. So,
but it's up in the clouds, right?
No, the moisture were on the ground. They were on the ground.
How could? Well, yeah. Then again,
they had those machines that they would run on the ground that would collect the moisture out of what moisture was in the air. I thought, unless I've just
you're probably right. But they also have fish that swim in the sand.
That's true, giant ones that
but
never
I still
go bad.
No, because it's hot and it's not humid. Never mind. Sweat factor 1 out of 10 for me. 1983's Flashdance. Jennifer Beals gets hot welding steel in a factory all day, sweating, and at night gets men hot for her while dancing at some Pittsburgh steel factory. No, strip club. Eventually, she cools off by pulling a string and dumping water all over herself. Also, she's banging her boss while she keeps trying to get a ballet gig. Sweat factor 8 out of 10. I've only seen that movie once.
That's all you need to see.
Yeah. I don't recall it being particularly sexy. I thought it was kind of a stupid film. I did like the music from it, though.
Yeah, the soundtrack's better than the movie.
Yeah, I was going to say the soundtrack, I think, sold better than the movie.
Yeah, I think so, too. You can listen to a deconstruction of it on You Must Remember This, though. Her sexuality. All right, Apocalypse Now, which came out in 1979. Francis Ford Coppola directs the Vietnam adaptation of Joseph Conrad's 1899 novel Heart of Darkness, while everyone in the cast sweats for 3 hours. It was shot in the Philippines instead of Vietnam. The film features jungle scenes, napalming of villages, animal mutilation, real corpses, which they get in trouble for using as props, people hunting for papaya, and Marlon Brando, who sweats a lot in this film. Plus, Martin Sheen spent a good deal of the production in the hospital recuperating from a heart attack. So
hot gave Martin Sheen a heart attack.
Yep. 10 out of 10 sweat factor for that film. Definitely. But I do love it. I've watched all the different versions that have been released over the years. It's a tough film. I mean, emotionally, and how crazy it gets at the end. And that whole scene where Martin Sheen's in his hotel room freaking out and he's dancing and doing all that weird shit before Harrison Ford drags him to the I'm here to take you to the boss. And that's it. I'm not in the film any more than that. Thanks. I have to go make Empire Strikes Back. Sorry. Remember him in that? He had short hair and little wireframe glasses. Wasn't in it very much.
Those old military issued wireframe glasses.
Yes.
He had Lawrence Fishburne as like
he was 16.
He was like 16. Yeah, lied about his age just to get on the go like across the world to film a movie. That was nuts.
But it is a weird film. One thing I learned about it, I never knew this until recently, is Marlon Brando hated Dennis Hopper so much that they couldn't be in a scene together, or he wouldn't be around him unless they were shooting.
I can't stand that guy. He's stupid. He made a movie about the motorcycles going across country and doing all the drugs. This guy's a peasant nobody, huh?
I wonder if that's if he's so method, Marlon Brando. If he just read into the character, because the character doesn't like him either. His character,
right.
Doesn't like his character. So I'm wondering if he really didn't like him, or if he was just being method.
I just wanted the paycheck. I got a lot of money for Superman, and I spent it all donating it to make teepees for Indians out west. And I needed butter for all the anal sex I was having. Get the butter. Yeah. Anyway.
Richard Pryor, get the butter.
Richard Pryor, yeah. No, there aren't any podcasts talking about me fucking Richard Pryor anymore. Maybe we can take over that mantle.
Speaking of which, do you think anybody's ever going to replace Gilbert on that podcast, or Frank will do it alone?
I don't know. Frank needs to keep doing podcasts. I don't know if he'll ever continue the Amazing Colossal podcast, but he should start his own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. I hope he does, because he knows everything about everything.
I mean, it seems like an easy, if he wants to, create a podcast and have an instant income from it,
Mm-hmm.
he's got it right in front of him. It's sweet, unfortunately.
There's another movie with a lot of hot people in it.
I'm sorry, Do the Right Thing, 1989, which Jeff and I saw in the movie theater when he came out. Set in a white-owned pizza shop in the late 80s in Brooklyn. Temperatures not only are high because it's hot, but because there's racial disharmony. Spike Lee directed and acted in this movie, and he uses ice to cool down Rosie Perez's nipples. That's how hot it is. She recently, in an interview, was upset by this, and we never knew this when it was filmed, but it really bothered her. because no one told her they were going to do that until they shot the scene. And I can see how that would bother somebody, especially being objectified like that. Also didn't know that she wasn't an actress. He just heard her speaking and gave her the role. So I'm going to assume that because he was a director and she was hot, that he wanted to see her naked. Anyway, you don't see her face in that scene because she's crying the whole time, which I also didn't know.
Really?
Isn't that sad? Yeah, she felt violated on a movie. And even as, 1989 isn't recent, but even as recent as 1989, people were being abused like that just to make a movie. Anyway, tempers flare over the pizza shop's wall of fame, which is all probably Italians, and Bugging Out, who is played by Giancarlo Esposito, and Radio Raheem, Bill Nunn, get into a fight with the Jesus, and there's a riot, and an interesting end to that film as well. I think, to me, that's Spike Lee's best film.
Yeah.
And because it captures an era so well, and it captures that part of New York City so well. And, there's little, I don't want to say Easter eggs, but there's little things you see going on in the background, or the graffiti that's written, or the leaflets that people are hanging out that really put you in 1989. You know what I'm talking about? Like
any of those movies. Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say, like, they talked about Tawana Brawley, but they don't talk about it. You just see it. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, any of those movies where they do the whole movie in the span of one day. Those are usually the most immersive and best representations of the time and place that they're doing it in. Dazed and Confused is another example.
Yeah. And Ossie Davis, fantastic. And
he was really good. Right. Yeah.
It was so hot they had to smash that window
with a garbage can.
Yeah.
Let some cool air in. Sweat factor 9 of 10. And who wrote who put South Park in there?
Me.
You want to read what you wrote?
No, it's set in hell.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That's the hottest place ever.
We probably also should have put Die Hard 3, the one in New York with Samuel L. Jackson. It happens during a heat wave as well.
Yeah, and it's also terrible.
That's really, you think so? That's my favorite one.
Are you kidding?
No, I love it. I thought the concept was good. They got out of a building and into a complete city.
Because it wasn't supposed to be a Die Hard movie originally.
Right. Yeah, it was supposed to be something else.
Shoehorned
other script. Yeah, they just made it
into it. Yeah.
That's true. I didn't really like it all that much. I did like the one with the Mac guy, Justin. What's his face?
Oh yeah, Kevin Smith was in that one too.
Yeah, Kevin Smith.
Yeah, but I really only like the first two, pretty much. So yeah, those are your hot films.
Hot.
People are sweating.
South Park is so hot that the devil just wants to get out of hell.
I know. That was your favorite part of that movie, the song. I know. You loved that song that came out up there. All the songs in that film are fantastic, by the way.
Yes.
Oh, hey, today's the 22nd or 23rd?
23rd.
We're recording. Ooh, that means
Oh, Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, which we'll talk about in a few minutes. And if you're interested, Mike Judge is on with Joe Rogan this week. Did you know that Atlanta Pizza and Gyro is a longtime sponsor of Radio Labyrinth? I want to thank Mike Hall and everyone at the restaurant for years of support now. Atlanta Pizza and Gyro is driving into the summer with weekly food truck events, team trivia nights, catering events, and more. AP&G recently fed around 180 tailgaters at an Atlanta United Football Club supporters event on June 29th. So people dig them. Stop by the restaurant and grab an ice cold local craft beer like Gate City Brewing's Copperhead American Ale or Athens' own Terrapin Watermelon Gosa. Doesn't that sound good? A very refreshing, tart, yet thirst-quenching brew for the summertime. AP&G loves serving their local communities of Conyers, Covington, and the entire East Metro Atlanta area, and would like to thank them for all their continued support and business throughout the years. Open for dine-in and takeout Monday through Friday from 11 to 9, Saturday 12 to 9, closed on Sundays. Again, that is in Dustin's neck of the woods, Conyers. Stop in and say hi to his son. Also, guess who's back? Guess who's back? LDI. You remember LDI?
Brett Perkins.
Hell yeah. He doesn't run the Perkins restaurant chain. He runs LDI. Do you have a commercial or residential construction printing need? Sure, we all do. To quote Sally Struthers. Well, what are you waiting for? Contact LDI Repro Printing of Athens in Athens, Georgia since 2005. It's almost been 20 years. With fast turnaround and affordable prices, if you know what those things are and you're looking for them, you can't do any better than LDI. Call 706-316-9366 or email them at athens@ldine.com.
Just heard the latest news on the radio.
News. RTR TV, and now for the latest news.
Some things that were in the news before we get to views and snooze. Tom Hanks is doing the apology tour, apologizing for playing the lead role and winning an Oscar in Philadelphia. I should have gone to. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. I don't know why these actors have to do this. That movie came out, 1993, 1994, long ass time ago. There's no reason for it. Yeah, there's another guy I got to work on doing. I'll start doing him and then he'll die. Anyway,
not apologizing for flipping out on everybody when his wife tripped the other day.
You should have. People were annoying. Hey. That's Rita.
She tripped, though. It wasn't anybody's fault.
Well, you know how those idiot photographers are. They're hovering around. They want to get in your face, take pictures, and all that shit.
Probably all the people around that kept her from falling down.
That's probably true, but hey, back off.
So he's apologizing for not being gay, yet doing this role that should have gone to a gay person. Is that what he's saying?
Well, yeah, because in the modern era, you can't play what you aren't for some reason, except for everybody but him and people like him. And you'll have to figure that out for yourself.
Wow. Can't wait for the Monty Python apology.
Well, I thought of a couple of movies that deserve apologies from Tom Hanks. Other people who, by the way, The Differently Abled for Forrest Gump, Castaways for Castaway, the trans community for certain for Bosom Buddies. I mean, please, using that as a way to rip people off and save money on rent, that ain't cool, Tom. Pilots for Sully, Conspiracy Theorists for The Da Vinci Code, which isn't a good movie. He should apologize to astronauts, because only astronauts should play astronauts. So Apollo 13 has to go. Ron Howard, I'm waiting on you. PETA needs an apology for Turner and Hooch, as does everyone who saw the film. Feminists and people who have sex with donkeys. Bachelor Party. That's another one. He should apologize to PETA.
Interspecies erotica, fucko.
It wasn't a mule. It was just him going, I killed a mule. He needs to apologize to Volcanoes and Abe Vigoda for Joe versus the Volcano. And last but not least, for fish fuckers like Troy McClure, they deserve an apology for Splash.
That movie should have gone to a real fish fucker.
Yes. But Troy McClure isn't a real actor, unfortunately. You may remember him from such roles as I'm Not a Real Actor. Somebody else is in hot water for playing something she isn't. Emma Thompson's getting a lot of guff for playing a fat woman in Matilda. I don't understand why people can't just fucking act. Do you? I don't get it. It's not like, they're casting Ryan Gosling to play Martin Luther King Jr. You know what I mean? It's just a movie and people are acting. Let them act.
Yeah, casting people don't cast you in a movie if you can't act. So why would they go for preference over look? Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
They can find a plus size person to play a plus size person.
That plus size person doesn't
at that
have
caliber.
They don't have the draw of a world class actress like that.
Right. I get it. I get it.
Oh, well, I guess to fix it, then every actor just needs to be method. Emma Thompson just needs to spend about 6 months with some milkshakes and some In-N-Out, and just Hey,
Robert De Niro did it for the Untouchables. Remember?
And Raging Bull. Yeah.
Well, he got big to play Al Capone, and he also got bigger when he was younger a little bit to play not Ray Liotta, whatever that guy's name was. Like I said, I'm tired of him talking all day. It was Jake LaMotta. Anyway, so
Christian Bale does it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God, remember how skinny he got? And who else got skinny? You know, I'm talking about. Yeah.
Tom Hanks. Your boy Tom Hanks did it for Castaway.
Yeah. Well, he needs to apologize to skinny people. Matthew McConaughey lost all that weight to play in some movie too. Was it Dallas Buyers Club?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Let's see what else. Better Call Saul finale. Bob Odenkirk is teased that Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul will be back, and for more than just one scene. So that's kind of cool. When does that come back? A couple of weeks?
July something, yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
And there's only 6 left.
That's right. We'll see what happened to everybody. So that's really all I got to talk about. I guess if you want to see any DC superhero films, you're going to have to wait a year longer than you thought. The Flash, that's not coming out for a year. Of course, there's problems with the actor in that.
That must really suck. You put your entire tent pole, feature on the shoulders of a schizophrenic person.
Yeah,
yeah, I know.
that's good. They're so involved. I mean, the movie's done. I mean, what the hell
they
else
should
are you
just
gonna
fire him and bring in the dude from the show.
Oh, I wish they would. Grant Gustin. Yeah.
Grant Gustin, yeah.
Yeah, that's too bad. Maybe they're going to digitally change everything, and that's why they have to wait, get that guy out of it. But guy's crazy.
They're not firing Amber Heard from Aquaman.
They aren't? I thought they were kicking her out of Aquaman.
They're cutting their scenes down to almost nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we all know she's a good actress. If you watch that trial,
yeah,
we would cut her out of anything.
And she can very inconspicuously do coke in the middle of the room.
She's going to be in a new movie called the Bed Shitters. I would like to see her. Just these celebrity wives shitting on beds all over the place. All right, time for some views or snooze.
All right.
Views.
Or.
Snooze.
All right. Last week, Umbrella Academy, Jerry and Marge Go Large, and The Old Man.
I only watched The Old Man.
Yeah, I've only watched The Old Man also.
Yeah.
I'm going to continue.
I want to get into Umbrella Academy, though, but that's on Netflix, and all of them are out now, right?
Yeah, they come out all at once.
Yeah.
How many seasons of the Umbrella Academy are there?
3.
This is 3, right?
Yeah, this is the 3rd. Okay. Yeah, and it's one arcing story. So,
when the series started, is Elliot Page Ellen Page?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, but now she's Elliot.
Yeah, between season 2 and season 3.
This is the first season that that's not based on the comic book.
Okay.
Yeah, this is like, how Game of Thrones it went beyond,
rogue.
Yeah, what George R.R. Martin had written. This is the first season, and they're saying they do a good job, and they don't fall into the Game of Thrones trap of doing a terrible season once the source material has run out.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to watching it, but I haven't watched it yet. But The Old Man's great. Into it.
Yes.
All right, so this week, Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe, Paramount Plus.
Total views, getting good reviews too. So that's good to hear.
Yeah, it looks hilarious. Where they travel around and meet different versions of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Looks really good. Number 2. So that's views for me, by the way.
Okay.
For everybody, yeah.
Number 2, Loot. This is that my Rudolph Adam Scott new series on Apple TV,
mm-hmm.
where she plays like a billionaire. It looks like it's going to be pretty good.
It looks hilarious, and if you have Maya Rudolph and Adam Scott in something, odds are it's going to be good. It's one of those, I don't know if I'll get around to it, so I'm going to say Zoos.
Zoos.
The views eventually.
Nice.
Yeah, I want to watch it. I just don't know that I'll have the time.
Yeah, it's a views for me.
I'll views it. I don't know if I'll views it by next week, but I'll views it.
Right. And number 3, Westworld Season 4, for some reason. Who's going to views it?
That's a snooze for me.
I may watch the first episode just to see what it's like this season, but yeah, I mean, last season was a train wreck of...
Yeah, I watched all of Season 3 and I have no clue why I kept watching it
or what happened or anything else.
Yeah.
It's a shame because there's so many good actors, talented people are in that series, but it's just terrible writing and a bad story. So what are you going to do?
Yeah, I hope they try and redeem themselves in Season 4. And I like the concept of all the robots and stuff.
So where are they in Season 4? What's going on? Are they in the real world now?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I think it's split between the real world and back what's the aftermath of what happened with Season 3.
Maybe I'll do a recap video and see what's going on. But until further notice, that is a snooze for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna use it just because I've used it this long. I might as well keep with it. But if it doesn't grab me in the first episode, I don't know. I probably won't stick with it.
Yeah, same.
Do you have a bonus snooze reviews?
Oh yeah, Only Murders in the Building starts this week, Season 2.
That'll be views.
That's gonna be fantastic.
Yeah, that's a great show.
Yeah, and they're making the rounds on places. Martin Short was on Fly on the Wall podcast to promote it.
Oh, really? When? This week?
Yeah, this week.
I have to check it out. All right, guys. It's a short show this week. We wish Steph safe travels. She'll be back next week. Guys, anything else?
Like and subscribe. We're getting there.
Hope getting there.
Anybody that loves to watch YouTube, share it and help us get there.
Hells yeah. All right, guys. Until next week, please remember to keep it.